In the stillness of this hour, when the day has finally loosened its grip on us, the church insists on a rather strange claim. Not at noon, not at rush hour, not when we are at our most efficient or most impressive, but now, in these small hours, when we're tired enough, perhaps, to stop pretending. Now, says the church, this is when God chooses to speak most clearly. Isaiah puts it with disarming confidence, as Hugh read to us just now. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Notice, it's not the people who solved the darkness, not the people who explained it away, but the people who walked in it. Christmas does not begin with answers. It begins with honesty. Now, most of us here tonight will know the story well. We know where the shepherds will appear. We know when the angels will sing. And we know probably exactly how many verses of O Come All Ye Faithful we can manage before our voices give out. And yet, if we are honest, and midnight demands honesty, we also know that the world this story addresses does not feel especially sorted. Those of you who follow me on Facebook will know already, if you've seen my post of yesterday, that my favourite verse in any carol is one from the first carol we sang tonight. It came upon a midnight clear, with that line, "Oh, hush the noise, ye men of strife, and hear the angels sing." And that's because war has not obligingly taken a Christmas break. Anxiety has not politely waited until January. Many of us carry private griefs that no carol quite manages to touch. The sheer number of loved ones' names that are hung upon our Christmas trees tell us that much. Even joy at Christmas often arrives laced with exhaustion, doesn't it? And into that world, not a tidy one, not a victorious one, God does not send an argument or a system or a set of instructions or a detailed theological dogma for us to accept or reject. God sends a child. Vulnerable, wordless, utterly dependent. A child who can't yet explain himself, but who already reveals something essential about the heart of God. Luke, the writer of the account that Sandra read for us just now, Luke is careful to anchor this birth in the machinery of empire. Decrees have been issued. People are being counted by censuses. Power is being exercised from a distance and imposed upon all the surrounding nations under the great Roman Empire. And somewhere on the edges of all that control, a young woman gives birth in a borrowed space, because there is no room. That detail should never become sentimental. It's a theological statement. God arrives, you see, without privilege, without protection, without any leverage on the systems of power around him. The Prince of Peace is born into a world that does not rearrange itself for him. Which means, and this matters, my friends, that if you have come here tonight feeling perhaps slightly out of place, a bit uncertain, a bit unconvinced, or just quietly longing for something that you can't quite name, then, my friends, you are not too late to this story. You are right on time. The angels say, "Do not be afraid," which is always a clue that fear is present. Fear of what? Of loss, perhaps? Fear of change? Fear that the world is slipping beyond our control? Christmas doesn't mock those fears. It meets them. But it refuses to let them have the final word. Peace, in the biblical sense, is not the absence of trouble. It is the presence of God in the midst of trouble. Like a baby born in the middle of an empire. It's God in the midst of trouble. And that's why this service doesn't rush. Although it's getting close to midnight, many of us are yearning for our pillows. We don't rush. We light candles. We sing old songs slowly. And we wait in small moments of silence. We break bread. We allow ourselves to be gathered rather than driven. Midnight Mass is the church's quiet rebellion against a world that tells us that our worth lies in productivity, in certainty, in noise, in how many followers I have on Facebook or any other metrics of success that the world offers. Yeah? Now, for those of us who are here more often, Christmas is a gentle and firm reminder that faith is not something we manage, it's something we receive. And for those of you who are here rarely or cautiously, or simply because this night still pulls at you for reasons you can't fully explain, the church dares to say this to you. You are not required to have everything worked out in order to belong here. In fact, most of us haven't got it all worked out, even the ones who come here twice a week. We're still struggling and grappling and thinking and praying. You see, the shepherds didn't have it worked out. Mary didn't have it worked out. Even the wise men on their journey, they didn't have it worked out. They weren't sure what they would find or precisely where they needed to go. They had to ask for directions at Herod's palace. Now, in a few moments, we will come together around this table. Some of us will come confidently. Some of us will come hesitantly. Some of us will choose a blessing instead of bread. And all of that is held. It's fine. Because this is not a reward for those of us who are certain and got everything all sorted out in our heads. No, this is food for the hungry. Food for the journey of faith. The God we meet tonight doesn't stand at a distance. He lies in a manger. He places himself into human hands. He entrusts himself to a fragile world, even though that world is going to string him up on the cross that we see glimpsed over the manger. And in doing so, he tells us something astonishing. That the darkness has not won. That love has taken flesh. That peace has a pulse. So, my friends, take this night gently. Let this light linger. Carry it with you into whatever tomorrow brings for you. And whether you return here next week or simply carry this moment quietly in your heart, know this: the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Amen? Amen.